Now, what is up, my beautiful weebs, otakus, whatever you want to call it that you know of anime? Now, I know I just posted a video like a few minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. I don't check out with the time. Probably not an hour ago, though. But, yes, today we're doing a double upload. So, I guess that's kind of rare since I leave and then come back after like, freaking 3 weeks. So, I guess it's pretty rare. But today we're going to be doing what if Naruto was trained by Minato. So let's just head straight into it. Minato would throw his body in front of the Nine Tails along with Kushina, saving Naruto. That would conclude to Minato dying. Naruto would then grow up without a father or a mother and being hated for seemingly no reason. He would begin to fail, and he would then begin to hear a slight whisper, hey, Naruto. He would then look over to see Mizuki, sensei. He would then tell Naruto to go steal the scroll. Naruto would do so, and while flipping through pages of the scroll, he would then find Edo Tensei. Meanwhile, Mizuki had told Uruka that Naruto had stole the scroll, and Mizuki and Iruka would head over. Iruka would find Naruto in the forest, about to perform a jutsu. Just then, a huge flying shuriken comes in, and Iruka jumps in the way of the shuriken. Iruka would then begin to slightly cough up blood. Naruto would then get angry and use multi-shadow clone jutsu to pummel Mizuki. A few days later, while Naruto was in the woods, he would then remember the jutsu that he was going to perform, Edo Tensei, and use it. This actually weirded Naruto out a lot, as this jutsu wasn't supposed to be performed by a mere kid, but since Naruto had large chakra reserves, well, it worked. Before him would come Minato, and she would then say, Naruto, is that you? Naruto would then say, how do you know my name? And him and Minato would begin to talk. He would then learn that Minato, the fourth Hokage, is his dad. Minato would then begin to teach Naruto all his jutsus, like Flying Raijin and Rasengan. He would just teach Naruto a lot of things. A few days later, Minato would begin to slowly disappear as Naruto was getting tired of holding his chakra to keep Minato there. Naruto would actually begin to cry as he finally got to know his father, but it was only for a few days. Also, he didn't tell the village that the fourth Hokage was back, as he wanted to keep this to himself. Naruto would actually go back, and he would just live his life until he wouldn't actually go to the academy, and he would still pass. The next few days, he would finally meet his teacher, Kakashi, as it would be explained that he is on Sasuke's and Sakura's team. He wouldn't like that he was on Sasuke's team, as these two were always butting heads. The next day, not the next day, a few hours later, they would begin to talk about what they want to become. Naruto would then say, I'm going to be the Hokage and surpass everybody in this village and make sure all the villagers that doubted me pay. Kakashi would then begin to think in his mind, I better keep an eye on this kid. And everything would go like canon as they would say their dreams. Sakura would just fumble on her words. Now, the next day, Kakashi would have proceeded to tell them not to eat, and they would begin to get to the training site. Before Kakashi would arrive, Naruto and Sasuke would start to argue about what the plan was. Naruto would say, well, I'm more skilled than you, so I should be winning. And Sasuke says, well, since when? And Naruto proceeds to say, since a few days ago. Sasuke then says, well, we'll see about that. As they all head into different directions as Kakashi arrives. Naruto just stays in the open instead of actually heading somewhere, just like canon. But Naruto would take out 2 kunai, throwing them at Kakashi. The first kunai that Naruto threw was just a decoy, as Kakashi would have easily blocked it. But the other kunai, the second kunai, Naruto would teleport to it, trading places. This would have shocked Kakashi and thrown Kakashi totally off guard. Naruto would have then created a Rasengan in his hand. Well, he stood back when he threw the kunais. He created a shadow clone and started to create the Rasengan. That would have surprised Kakashi at first, as the Rasengan was Minato's move, but he says, well, it's a move anybody could learn with wind chakra. But then he teleports from the kunai, and since he already had the Rasengan charge in his hand, Naruto begins to scream, Rasengan! Launching Kakashi backwards. Kakashi would then be hit on a rock and wouldn't even have time to pull out his book to read, as he was caught off guard too much. Naruto would then say, heh, I bet you weren't expecting that, wiping under his nose with his thumb. Kakashi would have then said, that was Minato Sensei's jutsu. How does this kid know it? Kakashi would then start to look Naruto up and down and realize that he was pretty similar to Minato. Looked similar and even similar jutsus. Naruto would then begin to rush at Kakashi, taking out 2 kunai trying to slash at Kakashi, as Naruto began to overthink that he was the best here, since he could perform a jutsu like that. Also, yes, Minato did teach Naruto how to change his weapons much earlier, like what he did in the start of when Sakura and him fought Kakashi for the second time in their life. So Naruto throws one of his kunai, but it actually transforms into a shadow clone. It looks like it's diving at Kakashi. Kakashi begins to ready himself to catch the clone and disperse it. But a pain is launched into Kakashi's arm as it was still a kunai. Kakashi begins to get confused as his blood drips to the ground. Naruto then rushes at Kakashi saying, Rasengan! Kakashi is ready to stop the impact before Naruto throws a kunai right behind Kakashi, drilling his Rasengan into his back. He then takes the bells off Kakashi as he drills the Rasengan into Kakashi's back and jumps back, saying, we won, or I won. Sasuke would then come out of the shadows as he was just getting ready to use a fireball, but would then see the fight is already over. He would then say, impossible. How did Naruto get this strong? Since when? Naruto would then say, you two were useless and didn't do anything at all. And I basically carried this team. Sakura Sasuke this time would be put on a pole, and Sakura would be pretty pissed about it, as as her love was being put on a pole, even though Sakura did nothing. Even Sasuke attempted to do something, but it was too late. But Sasuke would still be put on a pole. Sakura would be pissed about it and be the first one to feed Sasuke, as she doesn't care, as it's her Sasuke. Naruto would then follow up to feeding Sasuke, as he doesn't want him to be useless on the next exercise that they have to do. Kakashi would then come out of the bushes saying his quote. This would mean Team 7 would pass. This is where I'm going to be ending it off. I know it's very short and went by very quick for me. So for some reason I feel like I'm talking very fast. But yeah. This is what if Naruto was trained by Minato. Bye guys.